You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Young and the Restless fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we've got a big update for some Newman family drama happening next week. Victor Newman is going to slap down 3 of his kids, and the 4th one, as usual, he has completely forgotten, which is par for the course. On Monday, we are going to see Victor Newman very upset and complaining to Nikki Newman about their fractured family. He is going to talk about how he thinks he's failing his kids. We're going to dig into this in just a second, but if you haven't, please click subscribe so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and more. So as Victor's talking to Nikki, he's saying, you know, Adam is just mired in grief right now, and he's isolating himself from everyone, and he's super duper worried about his youngest son, his namesake son. And then he starts in about Victoria, about her being all over the place, erratic, not trustworthy, making these impulse decisions, you know, playing all those games with buying McCall and then not wanting to buy McCall, just being a jerk and shoving Nick out, bringing Nate in, you know, just everything she's doing. And he's, you know, Nick hasn't done anything to annoy him, but, you know, Nick just, I think, baseline annoys his dad. So Victor thinks that he's given the kids too much freedom. I mean, they're adults, but at the same time, he is giving them like billion-dollar corporations and stuff, million, billion, depending on which kid you're talking about and what they got. So Nikki Newman listens to him rant, and then she figures out real quickly that he is about to drop the hammer on these kids. And sure enough, he thinks Nate, Victoria, and Adam are all abusing his trust and the gifts that he gave them, and he is ready to whip them all into shape. He is ready to slap down these kids until they do what he wants. Not literally, although he has brawled with a couple of his kids. So meanwhile, while he's complaining to Nikki, Adam and Nick are at the bar at the GCAC, and they're bickering about Sharon and Sally. Nick is telling Adam to stay away from Sharon, and Adam's like, don't you have a girlfriend to worry about? And, you know, Nick's like, stay away from her too. So they're just like brothers do. But one thing they can agree on is that Victoria is being very predatory and sketchy by shoving Nick out and installing Nate in his place. They can agree on Victoria. They're neither of them are happy, and they're also a little annoyed at Victor trying to push them into working together. Then they get messages ordering them out to the ranch. Victoria gets the same directions, come to the ranch. Oh, and by the way, bring your flunky Nate. As usual, nobody gives a flying flip about Abby Newman. So Victor's calling in all the kids, but he's not calling in his one sperm donor kid. And you know, it's not like she's not having issues too. I mean, she screwed up her marriage. She's like living with her baby daddy / not baby daddy. And it's just, you know, but hey, I'm not worried about Abby. That's Ashley's problem, right? All right. So the kids get there with Nate, and Victor is going to play angry father and chew out all of them. He thinks Nate is super sketchy, and he doesn't trust him because he betrayed his family and is fairly certain that Nate is going to betray their family. He goes off on Victoria and Nick and Adam, and he yells at them that he has had enough. We know the mustache loves to say enough. And he says, I'm in charge now. And he says, you're going to do what I say or else. These are not the kind of kids you give ultimatums to. They're Newmans. They don't respond well to that, Victor. You don't know that by now. So he says, Nick and Adam are going to run Augustus International together. That is spelled A, and then the word dust, and then us, Augustus. It is Latin. Adam says it means scorched earth, but it just really means burnt, scorched, or sunburned. So he could have just named his company Sunburn Inc. They always give really stupid names to companies on this show. Remember hashtag the media? Anyway, all right. So at least Newman Media makes sense. McCall Holdings, Newman Enterprises, but Augustus, that's what we've got. And Victor says that it's going to be a subsidiary of Newman Enterprises because he doesn't want it competing with Newman Media. And he says, you can deal with it or you can leave. And Nick's like, okay, because that's what he does, at least in the short term. And then he like later rebels, but he does give lip service in situations like this. And he does, but Adam's like, I'm out, drops the mic and goes. Nick talks to his dad for a couple minutes and says he hopes that Adam will change his mind and accept it. But Victor's like, if he doesn't, that's it. I'm done with him. No, you're not. You're not done with him. You're never done with him. So Victoria and Nate leave and they go back to the office and they're drinking some champagne. And Vicky thinks they won. She thinks this is a win, that Nick has been reined in. Adam's been driven out. It's her July 4th and Thanksgiving and Christmas all rolled into one. Ha, don't believe that. Victor is going to come into Newman Enterprises and he is about to squat at her CEO desk and he is going to be micromanaging her. She feels like, oh, he must think I'm doing great because nothing happened to me. Oh, it's going to happen, Victoria. I guarantee it. All right, so we've got a huge spoiler for what Adam is going to do next after he walks out of this very contentious family meetings and his dad throws down the gauntlet, then he throws down an ultimatum and Adam's like, see ya. And here's what he does next. I'm going to tell you, but first, click a like if you enjoyed this video and please click subscribe so you don't miss any of our Weiner updates. So Adam leaves the ranch and he goes skittering directly to where Nick told him not to go, and that's to Sharon. Meanwhile, while Adam is dealing with his family and then heading to Crimson Light, Sharon is whipping off her little barista apron and getting busy with Detective Chance Chancellor in her little storage room / office at Crimson Lights. For their first time, they decided to crawl onto this office couch, which, you know, those are always gross because they're sitting around offices and stuff. It's not making love, it's couch sex. I said this in another video. It's just, they called it making love in the official spoilers, but couch sex isn't making love. That's just nookie. Plus, I'm just still bothered by the fact that it just seems so random out of the blue. It's like they've never kissed before that I remember. They've had a date, maybe two, maybe a date and a half, and they just talk at the coffee shop, then they're banging. This is not making love. This is them having sex. And maybe that's what they need. Maybe they just need to bang it out, work out some of that stress, but I'm not feeling them together. Maybe you guys are. Let us know in the comments, but I'm personally not feeling it. So Adam runs over to Crimson Lights. He's banging on the door. Sharon has to get her clothes on and answer the door because Adam apparently was texting her and calling her on the way over, and she very nicely put her phone on Do Not Disturb while she muddied up her couch with bodily fluids. All right, so Adam tells Sharon, things went crappy with my daddy and the company he gave me, and I want to run your company with you. Remember, Sharon came to him with the idea to merge her company with his company. And she was doing that because she wanted to be in a position where she and Nick could keep an eye on him because she's worried about him going dark. And now with him not running McCall anymore, that's probably fine with Sharon because the whole thing with merging the companies was just her being close to Adam so she could keep an eye on him and be part of his support network. So I believe that's going to continue. And heck, Nick might come over there to work with them because he definitely wants to be blocking any access that Adam might have, you know, I don't know, to any woman in Genoa City. This is just Nick's full-time job now, telling Adam what women he can't be around. #exhausting. What do you guys think? Are you excited to see Victor slap his kids into shape? I'm more excited to see Victoria think that she skated and get away with this, and then Victor shows up with his coffee mug and sits at her desk with his world's greatest CEO mug. Can't wait for it.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.